What's up everybody, Matt here for another Relics of the Rust Belt Junkyard Walk. So we are once again at the U Pull and Pay yard here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this is my second time here since I've started this channel. And so we're gonna first check out the used stuff that they have because they do sell used cars here. There's some cool stuff over here and then we'll go hit the yard. All right, so check it out. They got some really cool stuff here this time around. So we have this pink, I'm pretty sure this is factory by the way, this pink Lincoln, 2,500 bucks. I don't know my old Lincolns well enough. Okay, it says Mark 6, 1979 Mark 6 here. Yeah, definitely rough for sure, but I mean, a classic that's lasted this long and looks pretty original and pretty well kept there on the inside. Definitely, you know, a little banged up, but just, you know, if you want a nice, cool driver for a little while, something you can kind of maybe work on as you drive, you know, just, I mean, super cool. A pink Lincoln. It's got to be a very rare one. We also have this ETC Cadillac Eldorado 2000 with the North Star V8, and amazingly this one's still running, so that's good. Maybe one of the good ones, or just someone who put a lot of love in it to keep it going, because I often see these on the yard waiting the crusher, but this one is still on the road, able to be enjoyed for another $2,500. We also have this a Plymouth. I know there's like the Dodge Diplomat and stuff, but this is the Plymouth Grand Fury. Is that what that's called? I don't even, yeah, Grand Fury 1987. I honestly didn't know what these were called. I've always, again, seen the Dodge versions, and I think I even had a neighbor back in the day that had the Dodge version. But red velour interior, very cool. Obviously, you know, there's some surface rust and stuff, but again, just another like out of the ordinary thing if you want a cool used car that's not, you know, another ordinary, you know, you name it, kind of import thing or whatever. That's just a very cool option. And the last one we'll show here is this 96 Corolla that actually seems to be in pretty decent shape. We got a little bit of rust there and we got a little bit more down there, but you know, you don't see too many of these on the road still. I mean, even though they ran forever, it's just that they're, you know, now 30, almost 30 years old. This is an automatic, and since it's a 96, I think they got the odometer on this one. Yeah, it looks like 196,000 miles, but seems like it's still got more life left in it here. Again, still a little rusty and stuff, but very cool to see this one's offered a chance. It's some more life here, so very cool. But anyway, let's go inside and see what they have. All right, so starting off here, we've got the fresh set 5, as they call it, with some stuff that's just arrived here, some fresh parts on them. Here we got a couple of BMWs, a bunch of BMWs actually. We got an E90 3 Series, we got a old 7 Series here, very cool. Got a X5 with the 4.4 liter V8. Those are pretty rare and cool to see. And another, looks like a 5 Series there. And also a Hyundai Veloster. All right, so we have a couple cool cars here. There's one hiding behind there too, in their little front lineup of fun stuff. So we got an R53 Mini here, which has a really rough roof for some reason, but 2004 R53. I think it's just a regular Cooper, and we'll definitely get to this in a second. But let me see. It looks like it was a manual. And I always love the R53s, but look at this. This is a Cadillac Alante, it says. I don't know. I looked at this and I was pretty sure this was a Studebaker. I'm not even entirely sure it's that. Maybe some of my vintage car experts, I mean, I know vintage cars pretty well, but this was a head scratcher. So yeah, wait a minute. So it has a modern-ish Mercury interior that someone swapped in and went to the trouble of putting in. And I mean, the front end, that is a Studebaker for sure. That's like a 51 Studebaker, I think. But clearly it's got like a bumper beam, and so I think they just put the body over top of some Panther platform thing or something. I don't know, but that is a real head scratcher there. Someone went to the trouble of, why would you want to put that interior in a classic like this? strange, but yeah, clearly it was kind of a backyard fun project kind of thing, I guess. Now it's here. That is an interesting one. Also though, look at this, a Plymouth Laser RS 1991. That's very cool. I can't remember, so it says twin cam, 16 valve. I don't remember if these ones were the turbos or not. This is an automatic here, but let me see. Looks like, I think it might have been at one point. I don't know, but I guess probably not, because if it would have had, you know, the very obvious graphics and stuff saying turbo. So maybe this was the non-turbo. But Plymouth Laser, man, these things were so cool. And you know, the hatchback liftback thing for some extra practicality. And oh, and it does have a odometer there, so looks like it's only 85,000 miles. Man, I guess these things just, you know, the motors in them just didn't last sometimes. So maybe that's what went on there, but that's a shame. This thing only went 85,000 miles. Crazy. But a little bit more of a basement, I think, there, because it had the roll-up windows and stuff. But here's a cool old F-150 here, red with white, and has the red interior that Ford liked to do at this time period. Pretty well stripped out there, but it was a, I think, yeah, an automatic, but it's got the shifter there for, I guess, the four-wheel drive. But 89 F-150. We've got an old Chevy van here, and these things, yeah, it's got the bubble top and fun color too, this like gold and tealish color. This thing was probably pretty cool back in the day. It was a 93 Wheelmaster with whoever upfitted this one here. Even has the club there, if you remember those, still on there all these years later. And pretty well stripped through, but you can still see all the wood that was added and the very plush seats. And back in the early 90s, you were probably pretty cool if you had something like this. And just a different time. It's so fun, and just, yeah, very cool one to see. And there's a couple other ones here. There's another regular Chevy van. This is more of a commercial look for this one here. But I'm honestly amazed how many of these things are still, you know, have survived this long. I thought these things had all been crushed 10 years ago, but clearly not. This one, yeah, simple bench seats and all that. We've also got lots of old Ford Rangers in the yard here. There's that red one there, and then we've got this greenish one, we've got this bluish one, and we've got another slightly newer red one down there. But good little trucks. It's a shame that all of these are getting pulled off the road, and end of the road for those ones there. But yeah, it's amazing they've lasted this long, because they are pretty old. The fact that they've all stuck around here until now is pretty cool. And another old Chevy van. This one I just had to stop because, I mean, it's got curtains in the windows. Speaking of other fun, goofy things from this time period that, again, were very stylish back in the day. But look at those plush seats, and cigarettes still on the seat. But I mean, look at this little console thing above there, and curtains, and man, this thing was classy, I guess is the word, back in the day. What year is this one here? This is an 88. It's the Van Man. Oh, it's even got the little ladder here on the back. That's fun as I'm tripping over stuff. But yeah, man, these are fun to see. And we've got our first vehicle with interesting mods here at the yard. So we've got a Volkswagen Rutan, the Rutan Boom fame, that has a ton of stickers, including SRT and boosted and all kinds of other stuff. We also do have some upgraded brakes. So they actually spent real money to upgrade this thing for whatever reason. And I don't know. Okay, so they did some piping here, but that doesn't look factory to me for that engine. I'm not sure what they had going on here with this thing and why they bothered to focus their attention on a Rutan. But I mean, it does have, you got some wood floors here. I got, looks like it had a custom stereo at one point, all kinds of stickers there. And yeah, this one's another head scratcher. Custom stuff here. Seat covers, I mean, metal pedal covers, and This is interesting. A 2010 Rutan. I got even some sound absorption stuff. Yeah, definitely must have had a banging stereo in this thing. Here's another pretty rare one. We've got a Volvo wagon, but not the old ones, you know, that are very cult-like following. This is one of the newer ones here. And nothing special, but just rare. You know, you didn't see too many of this generation. This is the V50 2006. That's pretty cool. And we also have another oddball wagon across the way here, a Mercedes R-Class. And I actually have a neighbor who has one of these and loves it. But this one reached the end of the road here. And I mean, these actually, I remember they're fairly well liked. They just didn't sell super well. But 2006 R-Class, and just a cool thing that they bothered to offer. This is just the regular R350, so nothing special here. But just a pretty rare car these days. You don't really see too many of these things. Got an old Xterra here. These are fairly common in the yards, but you know, still just such a fun, cool old vehicle. And hopefully Nissan comes out with a new version soon. But in the meantime, these continue to pile up here at the junkyards. But I mean, look at that heavy-duty roof rack on these things. I mean, they were kind of ahead of the time with that. You know, these days it's all the rage to put a big roof rack on, you know, modern crossovers and SUVs, and Nissan had quite the rack there even back then. And I got a couple other oddballs here you don't see too often anymore. This is a Buick Rendezvous with the gold color, and right across the way from it here we have a Kia Borrego, another very underappreciated SUV that you know, again, I've mentioned these in the past whenever I've come across these, because this is actually second or third time I've seen one of these in the yard in the past couple of months. But you know, basically a Kia Telluride before Telluride was a thing, and just was launched right during the recession, so terrible time period to launch a new large gas guzzler. And actually we have another one right here as well. You know, but then just 10 years later they came out with Telluride and it was a huge sales success. So just right car, wrong time. Here's another relic here. We've got a Plymouth Voyager. This is early 90s, even has the like 90s Pennsylvania plate too, which I haven't seen one of those plates in a long time. But just, yeah, regular Voyager, because this is, I think, short wheelbase. But you know, many of you probably had many experiences in these things. I know I did. And 95 Plymouth Voyager. And cool to see that one made it this long. Again, a lot of these been off the road for a long time, but not that one. Here's one you don't see very often anymore, the Isuzu Ascender. I mean, you never really saw much of these to begin with, but especially in 2025. So this was, as you can probably guess if you don't know already, the Isuzu badge engineered version of a Chevy Trailblazer. And this is, again, towards the end of Isuzu's run in the States here. But yeah, they did like swap out the taillights for a slightly different look. And man, oh, this one strangely, oh, they must have swapped the rear tailgate at some point, because we have Chevy Trailblazer LS, but clearly this was actually the Isuzu initially. And let's see, yeah, Isuzu on the interior there too. And you know, again, aside from the wood, which I guess was their attempt to make it a little more upmarket, it was all pretty much the same otherwise from the Trailblazer, but even built with quality products and pride in Ohio. Very un-Isuzu-like. Oh yeah, I think that's the first time I've seen one of those out on the yard. All right, so now we're moving on to the import section of the yard. We've got a Volvo S40, E46 BMW, got a Mercedes CLS here, another bunch of 3 Series and Volvos, Volkswagen Beetles. There's still a decent amount of those around the yards here. And yeah, I got a S-Class there, I think. Oh, an old Acura TL. Very rough there, but that looks like, I believe, was a V6, yeah. So one of the cool old versions of the TL there. We also have another Volvo. I have the fun little wiper headlights there. And from the older days of the early, or I think this is maybe like late 90s. You see, oh, 2000 actually, Volvo S70, so the bigger one of the bunch. That's cool. And let's see what else we've got here. I'm surprised, lots of Volvos, also some decent amount of Jags. I saw a cool Jag X-type wagon here last time I was here. And now we got the sedan. And see, again, lots of these Volvos. Yeah, and just a lot of these C-Class, E-Class, this generation aging out now at this point. And there's a old Passat. And I think this is just a regular V6 Passat. Those did come with a W8 engine, which was half of a Bugatti Veyron engine, and some of the very rare spec'd ones. But Volkswagen EOS, that's fun. Another old E-Class here. Another R56 Mini. And again, more Volvos. Here's another one you don't see too often anymore. This is the Infiniti, I believe the i35, this was called. And again, just trying to be like, you know, a rival to a Lexus ES, kind of. And had a Bose cassette deck there, I can see. And yeah, just something, again, I haven't seen one of these on the road in a little while. Yeah, i35, 2003. Got a couple of cool old wagons here. We got this A6 Avant, and we also have right next to it, I believe this is an E46 wagon, if I'm IDing that correctly. And someone, you know, did some tint not too long ago. Actually, this is an Audi, sorry. 2001 Audi A4 Avant. All right, so I don't know why the front looked like an E46 to me. But yeah, very cool to see one of those still hanging out here. And yeah, very cool. Let's see what else we got. More Jags. Man, it's crazy all the Jags through here. And I do see a few cars that are still here from my last time, which was almost 2 months ago. But like this Saab was one of the ones we saw last time. SLK. So there are a few repeats. Oh, here's one, a 9.5. I don't recall seeing this one last time. 2008 9.5. That's another relic you don't see. And there's a decent amount of Saabs around here too. I'm kind of surprised. Again, I thought either they've been swept off the road already, or they you know, would still be cared for by the few people that, you know, still love them. But we got a 2008 Volvo V70. Lots and lots of Volvos. This one's actually, okay, kind of rough on the inside, never mind. The dash didn't look terrible, and then I looked down at the seats. Another S-Class, another Volvo wagon. This, I think, is the, what is it, like the XC70, I think they called these ones back in the day. See the other side for the tag. XC70, I was correct, from 2003, which they recently actually brought back the name, but back then it was just a cool old wagon with some cladding. Another old Saab convertible. Fun cars, fun time. And we got other stuff. I think I filmed this one last time too. There was an Audi convertible there. We got another Saab 9.3. Oh, here's a cool old SL convertible. And definitely a little bit picked through there, but 96 SL class. And yeah, some of these definitely, I'm surprised some of these are still here. This XJ, I remember from 84 we covered last time. Happy to see that that's still clinging on. We've got a Scion TC that someone, I tried to keep going with a replacement fender there at one point, but you can see when it was new, it was a very pretty, you know, sky blue kind of color. This one's an automatic. Always love the TCs. This one even had the spoiler here on the back. A little bit sportier looking. Also another fun coupe we have just over here. We got a Tiburon. I see these fairly often in the yard. This one actually had some upgraded wheels and lift back. You know, made so much sense back in the day as a nice competitor to the RSX that Acura is doing. And let's see, this one's just an automatic. But definitely, they got banged up at the end here a little bit, but man, crazy to see Tiburons. I miss when Hyundai offered those. Also, look at this. This is a relic, a Daewoo wagon. I guess, yeah, I recall they did actually offer these here, but man, I've been a long time since I've seen one of these. CDX looks like it's had some amateur paint work done here. I don't know if the two-tone thing was before or after, but they clearly didn't bother to cover anything when they painted it. It's a 2000 Daewoo Nubia. I don't even know how to say that. Nubira, maybe. Anyway, that is a rare one for sure. Not desirable. You know, it's the weird in between of extremely rare, but no one wants it anyway. But I could have a little like storage solution there with a floor, and yeah. Oh, it actually, wow. Okay, this is funny. So even though it's a 2000, it has a non-digital odometer. Usually everyone by the late 90s did a digital odometer, but because this doesn't have that, we can see the mileage here, which looks like, if I can get it to focus properly, 49,305 miles. I guess that tracks for a Daewoo. I don't really know the reliability of these. Obviously people didn't have high opinions of them, and maybe rightly so, especially judging based off of this one, but maybe it was just, you know, an old person that never drove or something. I have no clue, but 49,000 miles. And honestly, this looks rough for 49,000 miles. So unless someone rolled back the odometer, I don't know. It looks like it hasn't been on the road since 2018, according to the PA inspection stickers. But wow, that's a very short life for a very rare car that unfortunately seemed very unloved, aside from the person who bothered to rattle can paint the whole thing at one point and give it a two-tone paint job there with a black roof. Man, that's an interesting one. Got a nice old Nissan Maxima here. Let's see if this is one of the rare manual ones. Nope, looks like regular automatic, but actually a really nicely kept one here. Pretty spectacular interior, honestly, for a 98. Let's see if there's any kind of oil change sticker here to give you a clue on what kind of mileage we're at here. Nope, no oil change sticker, so no idea how long that one lasted, but here it is awaiting the crusher. Here's one I didn't recognize immediately, but now I see that it is a Hyundai Genesis Coupe in a very nice sky blue color as well. And this was a pretty high spec one. We've got this saddle tan leather in here, and just an automatic, but you got the paddle shifters there, and just, yeah, 2010 Genesis Coupe here. Looks like it bumped into somebody and maybe that was the end. I don't know. I got some little graphics here on it, and had a spoiler at one point, and I guess they were fighting their fuel gauge. Had a good sense of humor. They even painted the brake calipers and even the hub there, interestingly. Yeah, fun to see the customization. But I mean, when this was new, this was a very high spec. I don't think I've ever seen a saddle interior in one of these. That's got to be rare. Unfortunately, the seats are kind of trashed, so probably not salvageable unless you want the back seat maybe. But man, I've never seen that combo. That's cool. Here's another one that I haven't seen in a long time. This is a 2001 Hyundai Sonata, which I believe was the first generation of Sonata, or maybe this is the second gen, but these were like the early Sonatas, and I haven't seen these in a long time. Let's see what this one has for the odometer, because this still does have a manual odometer. Well, 59,000 miles. What? This is the second car like this. I'm like, what is happening with these super low miles? There's got to be some, I mean, I guess this is just got to be another just senior citizen or something that didn't drive hardly ever. But we got the full booklet and everything in there, and man, yeah, I don't know what's up with these low mileage cars in the yard. It's kind of crazy, especially this common. This is two within a 5-minute span that I've seen. But man, yeah, these things, I haven't seen this generation Sonata in a long time around here. That is an actual relic, maybe not a desirable relic, but a relic of the past for sure. And we've got a Mitsubishi Eclipse here. This was like the early version of this generation before they tweaked the front end. I almost thought it was the Eagle Talon at first, but very rough old engine in this one. I think this is just the base one, but you know, it had some upgraded wheels and some graphics here. Someone that was very proud that it was a Mitsubishi 96 Eclipse. Yeah. Oh, it's a manual actually too. Very nice. Not a bad interior, honestly. There's some stuff you could save there for sure. And let's see the mileage on this one. Okay, this is a more normal 132,000 miles on this, which kind of checks out. Typically, these things like to burn oil once you got over the 6-figure mark there on the mileage. But has the, oh, this is a fun, this reminds me of the Need for Speed Underground days. they went for the chrome taillights. This was the RS, but man, yeah, this is a throwback, man. Someone living the Fast and Furious life there back in the day with that one. That's fun to see. Honestly, sad to see it here because I love this generation of the Eclipse. It's so cool, and but hopefully that one served the owner fairly well for those 130 odd thousand miles. Oh wow, here is a rare one here. We've got a 1998 Nissan 200 SX, which was basically a Sentra coupe, if my understanding is correct. But wow, I have not seen one of these in a long time. That's very cool. And let's see, it's just an automatic. But look at that cloth pattern. Come on, why can't we have fun like this anymore? And this one, here's another. I've been seeing a bunch of these low mileage cars. What is going on here today? This is 60,000 miles on a Nissan. Like what? Why did this not get driven more? I mean, it certainly checks out with the interior being so nice here, but man, but that is very cool. Sporty front end, you know, a little sportier than a regular Sentra. Man, 200 SX, have not seen or even thought of the 200 SX honestly in decades. That's crazy. Very cool find. I also have an old Acura first gen TL here. And random break for a side tangent here for a second, but does going through these yards make you guys feel old? Because it makes me feel old. I'm only 35, but like seeing, you know, Scion TCs and just all these nice cars that I remember thinking were really cool not that long ago, or at least it didn't feel that long ago, and now they're all literally just junk, actual junk, and it's just a little bit tricky for me to wrap my head around. I guess that's part of getting old, even though again 35, not old. By the way, while I'm here, here's another relic. This is a 1993 Lexus LS 400. These are like the unkillable Lexuses that apparently this one just sat forever. I mean, this thing is filthy. But wow, look at, is that the disc changer? Man, that is quite the equipment there. Yeah, Lexus, you can see upside down there, it says Lexus CD changer. That is, that's a relic in and of itself right there if someone wants to pick that. But otherwise here, let's see. Do I dare open up the interior on this tomb of a car? Looks like it's not going to want to open up for me anyway. We will leave that one where it is. But, man, yeah, that thing looks like it, according to the inspection sticker there, has been sitting since 2013, but was nice back in the day. Had the gold badges and everything. And here's another fun one that's near and dear to my heart. This was my first car, was one of these, a 90, I think this was a 96. I had a 97 Subaru Impreza Outback Sport, and I remember these upgraded alloy wheels you could get on these things. And yeah, I was right, 96. I still know my Outback Sports well. Tagged as an Impreza, but it was the Outback Sport, which was essentially a Crosstrek before they did a Crosstrek. And yeah, had these little fun stickers on the back. It's the 2.2 liter that they spelled in the European way for some reason. I never did understand why they did that. But it had, yeah, these all-wheel drive stickers, and open up this interior. I even remember the way the door opens, the sound of that. And man, is this, hold on, I gotta, that door is not opening all the way because it's lifted down that side, but I think this is showing how many miles. Okay, this is, what is going on with these low mileage cars today? 73,000 miles. These things lasted way more than that. Not sure what the deal is with that, but yeah, spent most of my childhood in that back seat. Not in this one, obviously, but fun pattern for that cloth. And honestly, this one doesn't have too bad a rust. Ours had similar kind of rust down here, but like a lot of times up here it was really bad, and this has, you know, a little bit there. I'm assuming, you know, the tape is covering some of that, but you know, I mean, obviously with that many miles, and this was on the road till 2024, so it hasn't even been sitting that long. So why did no one drive this thing? I do not understand. Another cool relic though, right next to it here. we've got an old Civic. This is a very old, what is this, second gen Civic maybe? But let's see, 87 Civic. And man, this is, I'm gonna open up the other side here because I want to see the mileage on this one. But we're actually really nice shape. Just, you know, faded paint and stuff, but it seems like this one had been taken care of pretty well. It's not banged up. I like the lock on the gas cap there. And man, okay, let's see, automatic, no airbags or anything, and the original interior's not terrible for a car that's this old. Let's see what we got for mileage on this one. Please tell me this thing is driven more. Nope, man, 97,000 miles. I feel like I'm like being punked or something today. Like not even 100,000 miles on an old Civic that's been on the road since 1987. This one, okay, looks like it got pulled off the road in 2018, so it's been sitting a while. But still, I mean, from 87 to 2018, I mean, you're talking about 30 years still, and you couldn't do 100,000 miles? Surely these things are super reliable, so it wasn't a mechanical failure. I don't know what's going on here today. I found myself in some weird time break where everything is not driven as much as it should be. I don't know, but interesting to see that. Here's another fun one. We got G37 there, but the one that caught my eye was this Suzuki, which is I can't remember. They started with an A, I think. Aereo, that's it. Before the SX4, and these things again were really cool. They also had kind of the Euro style taillights. This was the all-wheel drive one too, which especially here in Pittsburgh, you know, people really liked having the all-wheel drive, and this was like a nice alternative to the Subarus before everyone else started putting all-wheel drive and everything. But Suzuki Aereo SX with the ground effects kit, and they decided to screw on some side marker lights for whatever reason. 2006 though, but let's see. And they even, they like riveted on, like someone really was trying to jazz this thing up at the end of its life here. That one's not opening for me for whatever reason, but it's an automatic. But that's a cool one. I haven't seen one of those in a long time either. Let's see what else. We're on a roll here with cool stuff. We got a Corolla wagon. These were kind of rare, the, you know, hatchback Corollas before they, you know, came back with a hatch, but kind of fun for this generation. The very vertical shifter there. Old Avalon. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got an old Acura down here. This is kind of cool. I think this was the CL, if I remember correctly. But I haven't seen one of these in a long time either. Let's see. 97 CL, I was right. The 3.0 CL. These were, you know, pretty classy back in the day and very, very cool. Obviously not very sporty, but for someone who wanted a, you know, luxurious coupe back when that was sold in decent numbers, pretty cool. Let's see. I can see the odometer on this one. Okay, thankfully this one actually has been driven. We have 181,000 miles there, looks like. That's very good. But yeah, that's a cool one. Whoa, here's another cool one. A Honda Del Sol. Haven't seen one of these in the yard yet. This is a nice find. That's just, of course, the regular engine. It's been off the road since 2020, but honestly, I'm glad it lasted that long here. It's a 95 Civic Del Sol. All kind of stripped through there, but these are so cool. And again, just a fun, different time when risks were taken and maybe mistakes were made. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. But I mean, you know, I had the Targa top. Honda, why don't you do that again? I'd love to see even Prelude give it a Targa top. That'd be cool for the new one. We also have another old Maxima here with the V6. That's cool. And let's see if this one's anything special. 95 Maxima. And looks like it is automatic for this one. And 144,000 miles. So we're back to being in the normal timeline where people actually drive their cars. But that's cool. Let's see. Also have another Scion XA, a Mitsubishi Galant. Don't see those too often anymore. And we've got a second CL here. First the red, now the black. This one has not been on the road since 2011. I think that's, maybe it's 19, but I don't think they swapped around the numbers. I think, either way, it's been sitting for a good long while. 99 CL. Cool to see that. We also have another favorite. Oh, okay, so there's an Accord Coupe. It looks like this one's not anything too special, but IS300, what is this doing in the yard? I feel like these are really sought after and should have been saved. I mean, yes, this is rusty, but come on. IS300 in the yard, what? I mean, this, yeah, this is kind of crazy to see. Looks like there are some interesting mods there done. This is the second time I saw this a couple yards ago in another Toyota Yaris where someone bedazzled stuff. We got a bedazzled steering wheel bedazzling around the e-brake cover there, and definitely a rough interior. But man, I can't believe an IS300 has been left to the crusher. I don't know, maybe these do get crushed in decent numbers. I just always thought people really preserve these things and they're so sought after, or turn into drift cars or whatever. But no such luck for that one. Just a ordinary life, and gonna end that way as well. We've got an old Mitsubishi Eclipse here. This was you know, the final real generation of these, and this was really cool. I always love the styling of these ones. They're so bulbous but very futuristic, and in my opinion, in 2006, this one's just an automatic, but the interior is still mostly complete. But yeah, just always like that generation of those. Let me know what your favorite Eclipse generation is in the comments below. Otherwise though, we have a couple of these SX4s. I've been seeing a bunch of them. There's another one down there. They're starting to pile up here. Let's see what else. We've got some interesting graphics here on this Lexus ES, and very bright. I think that's a Nissan Versa Note. We also have the rare accessory grille you could get on the Forester to make it a little classier. Back in the day, I remember that optional grille on these first gen Foresters. All right, so that was the end of the imports. Now we'll move on to the Mopar stuff here. We've got PT Cruisers still hanging out here, but here's another fun one down here, a relic of the 90s, a Chrysler Concorde in a very purpley color. We also got a Chrysler Cirrus, I think was what they called their version of the Stratus. We'll get to that in a second, but look at how big this thing was though. Long hood, very drastic proportions here. And oh, actually LHS. Concorde was the same thing though, right? I don't know. I thought it was similar, but this is pretty nice and plush in here. Trying to see the odometer on this one. Just 69,000 miles on this too. I mean, it's American, so I guess a little bit more acceptable, especially for the time period, but that one's clearly been sitting a while too. But look at how huge that trunk opening is. I mean, you could fit like a 65-inch TV like sideways. That thing is crazy. Anyway, yeah, 97 Cirrus, I was right. Nice green color with the gold accents. It's pretty nice here, and pretty nice interior still too, all things considered. Another PT Cruiser. Again, lots of PT Cruisers, sadly all getting wiped off the road. And here we go, count them up. We got another one. That's 3, 4, 5. I'm sure there'll be more. I won't show you every PT Cruiser on the lot, but here's an interesting paint job on this old Charger. This someone went to the trouble of doing a two-tone roof, some carbon fiber fake accents there on the doors and stuff, but darker taillights. Cool combo to do, you know, two-tone thing on that. That's fun. Let's see what else I got here. Again, more PT Cruisers. We got a Dart. I actually don't see Darts that often in the yard. I think it's actually the first Dart I recall seeing. So everyone loves to give these things crap, but I think they actually are more reliable than people give them credit for. And that's surprising. That was inspected as recently as this year, because that's got a 26 inspection sticker on it. So June, this thing passed inspection, and now it has ended up here. And I don't think, looks like there's no accident damage. So maybe something finally did this one in. I don't know. We got a Jiffy Lube sticker here on the windshield. Let's see how many miles this thing actually got to. Maybe it'll prove me wrong. No, 159,000 miles it says for the next oil change. And that was, yeah, back in June when they got inspected. 2016 Dart. But I mean, that's respectable mileage, 160,000 for these things. So, all right, thanks for not letting me down, Dart. You helped me make my point. That's pretty respectable mileage for, you know, a cheaper economy car. We also got the Plymouth version of the Cirrus. What is this one called? The Plymouth Breeze, I think, right? Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, 97 Breeze. And again, more fun seat patterns here for that one. And again, PT Cruisers. This one, it's like someone was playing around with the clock. They're trying to maybe get that out or something. Fun pattern on those seats too, by the way. It's a 06 PT Cruiser there. And a nice old little neon. That's fun. Oh, we got an Intrepid. I mean, a bunch of these large bodied Mopar things here, but the Intrepid's a cool one. Also another Chrysler, I think that's the Concorde. But purple Intrepid, very appropriate for the time, 2001 SE. Nice big comfy cars. Another neon, another Concorde, very bubbly rust on that one. And see, well, here's an older relic here. We've got, what is this? I know it's a K car, it's a Chrysler. Let me see. That says Landau, New Yorker. Okay, yeah, 1990 New Yorker with nice little controls. But I mean, look at the plush seats. And this, I think this is, oh, actually it's a 6-digit number. 86,000 miles on that one. Again, a little more normal this time period, although still a little sad it never even hit 100,000, but very plush there. And let's see what else. Obviously there's just so many chargers, calibers, all the usual stuff. There's a 300, I think this is actually, that's a 300M, yeah, with a V6, very forward mounted. Not great for handling. And how, look, there's the front wheel, there's the engine. The engine's almost entirely ahead of the front axle. Very, very forward. And that's why it didn't handle great. But this is, they bragged this was the high output 3.5 liter for the 300M. But very plush interior, spacious. And I remember, it's another one where I remember all the hubbub when these came out and people were buying them up like crazy back in the day. Very excited about them. Looks like this one had a new owner in 2022, and then they didn't stick with it very long. But that's a cool one to see. Let's see what else is out here. More PT Cruisers and another Intrepid down here. That's cool. And yeah, another PT Cruiser, another 300M. They are pretty common, these. Well, that one looks a little bit more like the ordinary 300. But see, you got a Chrysler Sebring with a retractable hardtop. Those are, you know, a fun time period. And see, we got a convertible turbo PT Cruiser. I think that was here the last time I was here. But that's another fun one to see, still clinging on for life. It's got the roll bars there, always so cool. More PT Cruisers. I think this takes the record of PT Cruisers I've seen in the yard. Although, if you watched the Canton video, there was a really crazy customized PT Cruiser that I filmed. It was the ultimate Steeler fan. But man, just what do we at, a dozen PT Cruisers now at this point, something like that. Anyway, let's see what else. Another. This is again Plymouth Breeze here. Another one of these old Chrysler Concorde things there, and very lime caliber. That's fun color. And we've got another New Yorker. This is a 1992 Fifth Avenue New Yorker. And again, very appropriate wine colored Merlot kind of color there with the hideaway headlamps. Fun. And this actually 07, this hasn't been on the road. So another one that's been sitting for almost 2 decades before it finally was given up on. And they kept it nice and closed up. The interior, at least the stuff that's left, is in pretty good shape. I'm guessing the other stuff was pulled because it was in such good shape. That's good. And again, more of these Chrysler LHS here. More chargers. more calibers, and more PT Cruisers. The top 3 of the Mopar section here at these yards. And I think this one was here last time, but it's still clinging on here. We got a poor old Firebird that, yeah, 3800 there. They had some, at least air filter or something with all the stickers on there. And this one off the road since, I believe that's 2011, I don't know. But yeah, pretty well picked through, but yeah, 99 Firebird here. And we're in the GM section, as you can see. So let's see what other fun GM stuff we can find. Usually get some good stuff in these yards. Got an interesting racing stripe thing on this. I don't think this is the actual SS version. It has an SS bumper, but I don't believe this is an actual HHR SS. Let's see. Yeah, I don't believe, it's got an exhaust and stuff. Now I gotta do some closer inspection here. Let's see the inside. I think they had SS on the steering wheel whenever they were an actual SS. So I don't think this is a real SS, but HHR fun cars, you know, the PT Cruiser knockoff. And yeah, cool to see that one though. Got a whole bunch of Cadillacs, Buicks. Here's one that I think I filmed last time. This is a Oldsmobile Cutlass Cruiser. Last time I was here though, it was complete front end. It was really clean, unless this is a different one, but it's the same color and everything. But someone has since pulled off the whole front end, and good for them because, you know, again, it was in pristine shape if this is the same one. Maybe it's not. I'll have to go back and look at the footage. Only 92,000 miles on this one though, and it has roadside assistance stickers still. The roof rack, 95, it says, with ABS. And you know, it's a cool time. Oldsmobile wagons have a 98 Lumina there. And here's some fins, a 92 Fleetwood Cadillac. And also got a Monte Carlo SS. I think this was here last time too. So it's been a couple of months. I'm surprised some of the stuff is still here, but happy to see, you know, still giving last chance here at life for some of these parts. And anyway, this Cadillac's pretty cool with a digital gauge cluster there. Very high tech, but still had the bench seats and all the old school classiness and classy features. And yeah, I'm not even gonna, it looks like it does, yeah, have some kind of V8. I can't remember if these are North Stars or not, but otherwise, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, here's a fun old one. We got a, what is this, a 90 or 84 Firebird. The taillight's taken out, but still got the rear glass there. That's good. And 5-digit odometer on that one, so who knows, but 71,000 showing there. And I'm amazed some of these interiors, how well they hold up being exposed to the elements, all the rain and stuff. And these seats still actually look pretty decent on this one. And old T-tops and stuff. Cool to see that one. We also got another Monte Carlo here. Here's a couple other old ones. We got an old Grand Prix in red. With a interesting look there at the front bumper hanging off. And also we got a nice little Saturn. It looks pretty complete here. Pretty original interior. And that steering wheel, it's funny how it's like really dished out. Kind of a cool futuristic thing they tried back then. We've got a 5th gen Camaro here in the yard. I think this is actually the first 5th gen Camaro I've seen in the yard. I mean, this one's been pretty well stripped through already. So I guess all the good parts have been taken, but yeah, I don't recall seeing another 5th gen Camaro until now, 2011. Not too old even. But here it is. Not sure what happened to this one here, but I always love the retro interiors on these. And 5th gen Camaro is still a great used performance buy. And but yeah, glad that one hopefully had some parts saved off of it. We got another Saturn there. Oldsmobile Alero there. Those are pretty common around here and seem to be very popular back in the day. Another very grand sedan DeVille there. This still has the hood ornament even on there. I think these were like, yeah, they were like tied in there. There's like a cable, so these couldn't be stolen easily. But it might be fun to pull if you have the tool and know how to do it. Let's see. Looks like we got a little bit of a sportier Pontiac G6. We also have another Monte Carlo, but I think maybe it's just like the refresh of the G6. I don't know, that front bumper just made me think it was a GXP for a second, but I don't think it is. Oh, here's an ATS, Cadillac ATS. That's the first time I think I've seen one of these in the yard. Someone pulled out all the valuable bits already, but so this was a rollover. The roof crunched in there. Hopefully it protected everyone inside well, but yeah, 2014 ATS. Here's one I haven't seen yet in the yard, I don't think, and a rare one that's very complete. This is, I don't even remember, these had some vague name like SL200 or something, these Saturns. I can't remember. Let's cheat here. L series. Let me see if the trunk gives me any better clue. 2003 L200. Yeah, what a generic name. L200, like really? I couldn't have come up with anything better. Just a horrible name for something. But anyway, just haven't seen one of these in a long time. You know, nice, just, you know, larger Saturn sedan. I think this was at this point they were kind of sharing a lot with the Malibu. But nice color too, but I haven't seen one of those though in a while. Kind of forgot all about those. I think a lot of people probably did. But yeah, one of the last fun Saturns. Oh, we also, as I avoid the pool of water here, we got a old Cavalier. Let me go around the back here. Old Cavalier here with some fun, very fun stickers all over this thing. Someone had some fun drawing. I think someone just let their kid loose on the side of this thing. Yeah, they just must have had this thing as a backyard lawn ornament or something. And also I see another fun sticker for the Amico Motor Club. Anyone remembers Amico? 115,000 miles, look at that old gauge cluster, no tack or anything. But old 93 Cavalier. I don't see this generation too often, but yeah, clearly, yeah, interesting. Let's see if there's any fun stickers on the other side. No, looks like the kid was only allowed to do one side before they were either stopped or got bored with giving their first time doing car customization. I don't know, but interesting to see that one. Got an old Pontiac Grand Am sedan V6. This really rare these days, at least, Grand Am SE. I feel like you don't see this generation of Grand Am, or really any generation of Grand Am, but especially this older one. Yeah, 97 here. Take a peek at the interior. Nope, it's all jammed up, but you know, very bulbous with all the knobs and stuff Pontiac like to do back then. Here's a old 4th gen Camaro. I think this is probably like 94, 95, 95, yes, Camaro in this very pretty color, and mostly stripped through interior, but that's the first one of those I've seen. Also, I got a Roadmaster Woody here. Those are fun, a 93 that this Relic is languishing, waiting the crusher. Look at that, the faux wood there, walnut look, and the very plush seats. And interesting how the roof, I never noticed this. Look at the moonroof. It's like in the back seat instead of the front. It's like in the middle of the car. I never you know, tracked that back in the day, but it had the little vent windows here, which looks like someone pulled. Maybe that's a valuable part. I don't know. That's cool. Also have another Buick, a Sabre 99. That's cool. Man, so many TCs, Scion TCs in the yard. Here's a pair of matching 2005 purple Scion TCs. Again, I still love these things. I can't believe these things are all being scrapped. That's crazy. We also have a Genesis here. We're not in the GM section anymore, just kind of in this other little part of the yard where they keep some of the stuff that I think is closer to being crushed. We got a 2014 the Genesis sedan. These were, you know, rear-wheel drive and very, you know, just really before the Genesis became its own brand, but kind of, this has a nice like interior, some stitched dash. This is kind of like a higher trim of the Genesis sedan. That's cool to see. And More Scions, so many Scions. Somebody save the Scions. XB there. But all right, I think that is it as far as that goes. Now we're going to move on, go through the zombie TCs to some interesting stuff here, speaking of zombies. So now we're in the Ford section, and man, there's a bunch of, someone must have had a collection of these old things that all got scrapped at the same time. I don't even know the names of all these things. We'll look at them one by one here, because these are some rare 70s, 80s kind of metal. This one hasn't been on the road since '03, and clearly has been rusted all the way through. But look at, I love the little opera lights. That's what they called those in the back in the opera window, I think. Very luxurious. I wonder if there's a tag for this one. Yes, a 79 town car that has been really, that is so thoroughly rusted that it's actually collapsed. Now they got the sheet metals laying down on the side like it's the Titanic or something, the way that's decomposed. Anyway, let's see this interior. Wow, yeah, so plush. And that's an interesting cream and berry kind of combo there. Again, I love that they did, you know, play around with color combos back then, but that's crazy. So then next to it, we've got a 72 Lincoln Mark 8, and this is a coupe, a Landau top, those little windows once again, and a really cool orange color. And yeah, it must have been someone who just either passed away with this collection or just finally gave up on these things. I don't know, but hideaway headlights, they're still peeking through there. They're still hiding behind there. And all the mechanical stuff got pulled out of this one. '04, I think, for last time this one was on the road. And this one's definitely a lot rougher. Clearly has been exposed to the elements for a long time. And next to that, we have a 77 town car. I know one of my viewers, B. Mitchell, he has one of these old Lincolns, so maybe he'll enjoy this little segment here. But he'll maybe give us some good comments on these in the comments below. But very plush interior on that one. Man, solid heavy doors. And again, more of these little opera lights and windows. This thing, just look how long it is. I'm just like walking for miles here to get to the end of this thing. Look at how the fenders point out. So cool. Man, it's a shame these things are finally meeting the end, but clearly they have been languishing for a long time. This one looks like '08. Last time that one was on the road, but another coupe, another big, huge Lincoln coupe. Look at how long that thing is. Man, what a time. I would not want to drive something like that. That'd be a real job. We got another one down here. It's a very cool blue color. We got another one there too. That one's kind of falling apart a little bit more. But I love these little fins you opened up. I think they were for ventilation. So yeah, this one is pretty well collapsed, and someone thought it was funny to throw a Toyota engine cover there, and which actually, I mean, look at, okay, that's a regular Toyota engine cover for some four-cylinder. Look at how large that engine bay is. That's how tiny that little thing is. I mean, like, the scale of these things just off the charts. More of those little vents there on that one. And I'll peek into this interior here first. Very, very plush. And see this one. Love this square gauges there. Got some interesting booklets in here. I don't know if this is anything, I don't know, maybe someone else can give me a better idea about that. I'm not going to pick through it too much here, but yeah, Lincoln Mark 6 for this one from '83. Yeah, look at the Landau top was like very, I mean, that is 80s for you there. How it's like a metallic vinyl top. Had the little faux Continental kit kind of thing on the back there too. Oh man, good times. So they just had the coupe and the sedan kind of matching pair. That's also '83. Wow. Yeah, someone cleared out their old Lincoln collection, sadly. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, of those. Man, that's quite the combo. All right, and a whole row of Fusions here and a Focus for good measure. Let's see What else? We got an SN95 Mustang, 2 of them down here. It's cool to see. I got a red one. And that one definitely had an interesting end there. Look at that damage. That's that's quite a way to go out. 2002 looks like it was on the road pretty recently there, I think. Pretty complete interior still though. Pretty nice. And let's see. So there's 2004 Mustang there, and we got another one. So man, the SN95s are really piling up here. 2000. I love this electric green, I think is what they called this color back in the day. Just again, another ordinary, nothing special, you know, kind of Mustang. But you know, that's how the Mustang has remained a success for so long, is selling the regular V6 powered ones to people who didn't need to go super fast. Got a Ford C-Max there, that's kind of rare. And yeah, lots of these Focuses here, this generation showing up. And got a fun color for that former police cruiser, it looks like, with the spotlights and the wheels. Crown Vic there. Another old Lincoln. This is a little bit newer though. This is, does this say Mark 7? Had the old 302, I think, 5-liter V8 there. Had the keypad though, so it was modern enough to do the digital keypad in '86. Probably very futuristic. This one surprisingly does not have a Landau top, but looks like 96,000 miles on this one. But that's when they really, you know, made a turn to be more, you know, modern here. And I saw this stereo says, I think it's coaxial premium sound. Man, so I love all the fun branding and marketing stuff. It's so fun to see. It never gets old for me. Let me see, what else? Lots of Crown Vics. Oh, there's another, hold on, I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to finish off this line up here. There's another cool thing around the corner there. Okay, nothing interesting there. Just again, lots of these old, yeah, Grand Marquis and stuff like that. Crown Vic, but we got a, what is this? A Mercury, a Capri. Okay, Mercury Capri. I almost was thinking it was a Mercur, but that's a separate thing. But yeah, Mercury Capri, 93. Really cool little car. Looks like this has, it does have a 6-digit odometer. It looks like it's showing 94,000 miles in there. Not too much, but just a fun time. Again, when Ford was like, hey, let's do a little Mercury thing, completely different, had no Ford counterpart, but just a cool little offering back when everyone was excited about convertibles again after their brief hiatus when they were taken off the market for all car companies, I believe in the 80s or late 70s. And they returned triumphantly, and flip-up headlights, everything on that. So fun color for that regular Fiesta here. And we got a fifth gen S197 Mustang here. This one looks like it, yeah, definitely rolled, and a convertible. So unless that was done after the fact, but this thing is banged up sadly. And I always love these, you know, the retro modern kind of look here. I think this is, I haven't seen this before. This is, it says Ford recommends BP. I don't recall another time when a car company actually collaborated that closely with a gas company to have it on the gas cap. That's interesting. But that one, yeah, had a rough end to it. And let's see, we got another, I think it's a Mercury Cougar down here. That's cool. And just the V6 in that one, and very rough here at this point. But yeah, 88 Cougar, back again. They're trying to modernize from all the other stuff, you know, I just showed you, and still has a red interior though. They're still going strong with those. And let's see, getting some good stuff in the Ford section this time. So old Lincoln, the 2000s vintage. Another SN97 or an SN95 Mustang here. Again, just another ordinary V6 there, I believe. And lots of Tauruses, just the unremarkable kind. Oh, here's another old Thunderbird. That's cool. very rough and looks like it hasn't been on the road for a while, but a 95 Ford Thunderbird. I actually knew someone who had this generation Thunderbird and really loved it until it got totaled by someone that rear-ended them, but it protected them well. And look at those taillights with the Thunderbird logo. That's fun. Got a little Ford Escort wagon from 93 here, and pretty complete. Roll-up windows. Let's see what we got here for mileage. It's just a 5-digit odometer. It's only showing 81,000, but pretty rare car back when they could sell small little wagons like that. There's another old Ford wagon. This is a Taurus wagon. I remember these, and look, it has the rear jump seat. I forgot these had a rear jump seat. Completely forgot that was a thing. Or maybe I never even knew that was a thing. Certainly, yeah, that's, I don't know if that piece is worth something, but that's got to be a very rare component there that's in pristine shape, by the way. So get this one while it lasts if you want to grab that. If I don't know if that's even desirable, but that's, I just had no clue that was even a thing. Fun bent radio antenna there. But yeah, 2001 Ford Taurus wagon. Let's see. Yeah, 113,000 miles. Pretty nice interior still. And yeah, just a fun time when, again, even the Taurus came in a wagon back when people still loved to buy wagons in good numbers before the SUV craze really caught on full blast. I got another SN95. Man, this is a record for the amount of these I've seen in the yard here. And this one's got the deluxe kind of interior with the leather and the stitching there. But yeah, a lot of Mustangs. And we got another one here. What are we up to now? 6 or 7? This one's even got the torque thrust kind of wheels on it. Got another V6 off the road since 2019. And all right, I think we're reaching the end of the yard here. Let me see if there's anything else before we sign off. But another fun electric lime green. Got these Ford 500s. They're still showing up in pretty decent numbers here. And it looks like we got a final 5th gen Mustang S197 yellow with the black stripes, 2006, and dash has been mostly halfway pulled out there at least. And yeah, very cool to see that. Yeah, another one for good measure here on the back. Someone cut out the Mustang on there, I guess just for fun or something, before it goes to the crusher. 01 for that one. But all right, so that is it, I think, for the Pittsburgh Junkyard Walk here in October of 2025. So yeah, let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below. Be sure to watch the one from a couple of months ago here in Pittsburgh, or check out my other walks through the pull-apart yards in Canton, Ohio, Akron, Ohio. I've been having some fun adventures here, seeing some really interesting stuff. It never fails. Every time you always see some cool stuff here in these yards. So definitely check those other videos out as well. Be sure to like and subscribe to keep these videos coming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care.